that going to do it? I think that did it. What's up, Dumb Paramecium? We got the main set reveal of Ultima, the white spell. What do you think of the card? So in general, we're going to save spoilers for Tuesdays. I will touch on this card because there's very little to say about it. It is the new card Ultima, and it is incredible dog shit. This is awful. It is a on-cost board wipe that is sorcery speed and ends the turn, which you basically never want to do after you've board wiped. You want to board wipe and then do something to reestablish. Now, there is one exception, which makes the card cool, and that is if you are in a deck like Azorius Heliod. I will go find this guy, but he lets you play at instant speed. So if you have a Heliod commander deck, if you have anything where your deck is all about playing things that are not instant speed at instant speed, then it's great. Then it's extremely funny and extremely rude in every other situation. Stone cold unplayable. Guess who took an hour to get in their carrier and make the 15-minute drive to the vet? Jomi, I'm guessing it was you, buddy. Oh, it does exile death triggers. I think that is a, like... If you are in white and you are trying to get around something having death triggers, you just do this. There may be an incredibly niche application of you want everything to go to the graveyard and you also don't want death triggers. But normally, if you're just trying to duck the death triggers, white has a ton of ways to just exile everything to begin with. Ah, yeah, niche application, owning things with indestructible in white. Yeah, so if you're playing tremendously bad Magic and your commander is Avacyn, Angel of Hope, and you want to non-bow death effects, sure, main phase 2 hit this. What's up, Ungodly One? What's up, Anders? Welcome to the YouTube stream. Hey, why is Italian Virginity in the stream title, and what the fuck does that mean? Phyrexian HR office, thank you for self-reporting that you haven't seen A Knight's Tale. A tremendously good movie that I will probably watch again. Rotten Tomatoes is wrong. IMDb is wrong. Shit's hot. The phrase defender of Italian virginity is the part of a long comedic monologue used to introduce the main character at one point. All right, so we have multiple roasties to get hit today. Voice of Madness, thank you for that tier 1 Twitch sub, my friend. I appreciate the generosity. We need to hit the manual ad break, and then I'm going to pull up the order for the day. I have seen A Knight's Tale, but I don't remember that line. Then it sounds like you need to rewatch that shit, dog. That line got burned into my brain when I watched that movie. I can't even remember the rest of that monologue. All I remember from that monologue is him calling him the defender of Italian virginity. All right, let me make sure none of these are doxing people. Almost did. Think the rest are fine. Yeah. All right. Order currently is Terrence into Phyrexian HR office, into Solar Movie, into Black Hole Beauty, into Noi. Elikman, I'm going to immediately refund that. We will not be doing custom card redeems during a roast stream. We will not only not be doing them, I will also not be allowing people to bank them. CG Death, thank you for the 7 months in a row at tier 1, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. I appreciate that generosity. Zoria, hit me with that random smasher pass. Hey Mald, I might be reiterating what you already know, but your pauses aren't working in your vids. But I still love the look you give at the camera. Keep it in regardless. Okay, so because this has come up a few times, to anybody that thinks the ad break pauses do not work in my videos, they do. I realize they may not serve an ad to you, but the way the YouTube ad system works is it does not just put an ad at a time slot. What it does is it identifies all places it might place an ad. And then it gives you an ad or doesn't give you an ad based on your specific watch history and whether or not you fit the demographics of whatever company they sold that ad to. So if you watch all the Mango Money moments and you don't get any ads, I am happy for you. I can promise you they do work, because previously YouTube would be like, we cannot sell any ads on your videos. You do not take enough pauses. You talk too consistently for us to put any ads in, so you're not going to get fucking paid. And with the advent of the Mango Money moments, now they say, okay, here's 4 to 10 spots. We can sell ads. We're not going to give everybody an ad in all of those spots, but these are all the spots we might sell one. YouTube Premium does pay me, so it's actually with these types of situations, I think YouTube Premium actually pays me more, because YouTube Premium is counting every potential skipped ad. So like the Final Fantasy here, for anybody who has watched back the Final Fantasy pre-con review video we just published, which is cut from a stream, that is 1 hour and 10 minutes. I do not know how many ads you each got individually, but there are but that video has 20 ad breaks in it. As a result of Mango Money moments and specific editing I had Mango do to give longer breaks at the end of certain sentences, there are 20 potential ad breaks that YouTube is telling me about. Each individual viewer is hopefully getting 5 to 8 at most for a 70-minute video. But YouTube is like, here are 20 spots we will sell ads for. Arik, hit me with that personal question, my friend. Boss Mauled, what video is the one with the Bori Borigamos deck roast? I have straight up no idea. I'm sorry to tell you, brother, I have no fucking clue. I got 2 ads on the Final Fantasy pre-con vid. Yeah, so they just think like either your region is one they don't want to advertise to, or the demographics of your YouTube account are ones that the advertisers for that video didn't want. But they're there. Also, holy hell, Egomaniacal Hero, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Not to goose your ego, but you're my savior. Welcome to Dog Heaven, Pookie. Boss, I'm trying to find a commander to use combat as removal. Any suggestions? Captain Bertaz, some low-to-the-ground suggestions are you can go to Scryfall and you can look for any commander that must be blocked if possible. Just the other day, we looked at my Sinister Goon Vizier's America deck. This can use combat as removal because you have to block a 7/4. Other things that will use combat as removal, just playing stuff that has good bodies on it. Yeah, GlassGeo. So that's an interesting method they use for ads that explains why some videos I get an ad every 5 minutes and some I get like 1 total. It's both interesting and incredibly, incredibly frustrating, because what it means is that on our end, we have to produce way more ad slots than we actually want filled to average out to reasonable payment. Like most of my videos, I aim to, the goal is for them to pay for the editing. Like most of the YouTube videos, the goal is break even. And to get to break even, I have to put you have to put an ad slot like every 3 minutes, because if you do that, they will fill the ad slots a third of the time, a half of the time. And if you don't, you just make no money. Like I was, like I think there was a while before I knew about how YouTube, because I got told by other YouTubers how they set this up. And I was talking to them about my finances, and I was like, how the fuck do you guys make this work? Like, I realize y'all are editing your own videos, but I'm posting these videos and they will make like $1 per 1,000 views. So I have to get like hundreds of thousands of views in order to pay for just the editing on them, let alone make them a like reasonable investment to do. And they were like, oh, how many ad breaks are you doing? And I was like, oh, well, they're 10 to 20 minutes. I'm putting like one ad break in because I think that's a reasonable amount I think that is the like reasonable ad amount per joy amount that I'm giving to you. And they were like, oh, no, if you want each viewer to get one ad, you have to put like 5 ad breaks in. And I was like, what the fuck? And they were like, yeah. YouTube will serve a fraction of the ad breaks you provide. So if you don't fuck the video up with ad breaks, most people will get 0 to 1, and you will get paid like absolute shit. Elecman, I believe they do. Oh wait, no, is that Elecman? No, that's Glass Geo. You're just both dark blue, so I can't read the letters. Shaper, yeah, we can still do it today. Troper, you're absolutely good to go home. But Geo, that is just a conspiracy theory I have, and that is not anything I have confirmed with YouTube, just based on the breakdowns they give me. Then Blue Jay, congratulations on redeeming your exclusive Discord role. Thank you very much. Please ping me or a moderator in the Dear Maldhound section, and then we will be good to go. And then Shaper, let me move you on to the order for today. Bean, Arya, and then that's it. But we have Toxic Admin, which is pingable. There's also Extremely Loud Incorrect Buzzer. Like you can just ping the moderator team, the mod team as a role. But if you just drop it in Dear Maldhound, I'll take care of it. That's weird because I have been watching your vids and I've never gotten an ad in them. That's the thing about the variance of it, is there's still outliers where if you're in a country they don't want to advertise to, if you're in a demographic group they don't want to advertise to, you might just get none. Like even with a standardized number of ad breaks being put into each video, there is a, what's the percentage on that? The number YouTube gives me for, this is how much advertisers are paying YouTube per 1,000 views to run this ad. I have seen that number range from $8 to $20 on videos that are about the same topic, and only minorly different in length. And then the percentage of that I get also varies. Like it is all over the place. Will there be a stream Monday, or are you taking the day off? There will probably be a stream Monday. I don't know what holiday it is, but there'll probably be a stream. Xylo the Wolfbane, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. It's like Memorial Day. Hey, thank you, Shaper. And Ahmed Mehican, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Yeah, I'll probably give the stream some title like Memorial Stream. Oh, I can't. The pun doesn't work as well. But like Memorial Stream, remembering when I saw good decks. Hey, thank you, Xylo. In memoriam for your terrible decks. So yeah, we'll do something. Oh, not for the fallen characters of Darkest Dungeon. We could do that for Darkest Dungeon because we don't have deck roasts scheduled, and so we could definitely do like memorial stream for the fallen Darkest Dungeon characters. Mauled, if you were to be put on a secret lair as a reskin of any card in Magic, what would it be? I would probably want to do Counterspell and grab a screen grab of one of my most recent skits where I was like, why the fuck would you say something like that? Oh, Henzi. Yeah, never mind. It's Henzi. It's Henzi. All right, Zoria. Congratulations. You're being plagiarized. Memorial stream. I try to remember a single time you hit an attack. That has been copy-pasted to a Google Sheet off-screen. Alright, and for the random Smasher Pass we got... Please tell me we have no alternate arts? Computer enhance. I mean, yeah, that's just a blue girl. Smash. I like the Avatar movies. Peter, dude, you are good, but God bless you. Okay. I think for the first time in a long time, we're actually going to get into the deck roasting for the day with a relatively low amount of vamping. So we have posted the order. Shaper is getting added into that. We will be a little bit free form depending on if people have to go. I don't think I've seen Terrence yet. Let me turn the music on. I know that I've seen Black Hole Beauty. I believe that I've seen Solar Movie. I know that I've seen Phyrexian HR Office. And I know that we've seen Shaper. So my eyes are going to be on the lookout for Noi and Terrence. And if I don't see Terrence in the next like 20 seconds, we're just going to open with Phyrexian HR Office. Excited for this while I'm working on my dissertation. Heaven knows I need the positive vibes. I'm worried that your deck will give me a dim view of your ability to get a PhD, but you know what? I'll trust in you. I did say Henzi, yes, Fight Club. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay. One last tangent I'm going to go on. All the Good Time Boys are doing deck techs this afternoon. Joe in their bottomless kindness reached out to me privately and was like, "Hey, is it okay if we do deck roasting stuff for the decked out deck reviews?" And I said some like shit-eating reply. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Of course. Why are you asking me about this? You bitch. You stupid bitch that I love. Why would you ask me about this?" And they told me like, "Oh, well, I know that it's like your thing and your style, and I just didn't know if you would feel some type of way if we tried to do it. And I get comments like this on TikTok that will, like, on my videos to be like, hey, is it okay if I take this style and do it for blank? And I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit. And if there is any internet creator you know who gets precious about their style, they are a bitch. Full stop. Full stop. If somebody can do your thing effectively, and it does not involve reading off of your script, your thing isn't shit, bro. The thing is not shit. Like, I really feel like social media has led to a generation of people who think they can copyright dramatic irony, and it makes me so fucking mad. It's like, bro, we can go down to the patent office and you can try to file something for the idea of, well, it's a group of 3 guys, but one of them is pretty over the top, if you know what I mean. Like, they will shoot you in the dick and charge your family for the bullet, and I will laugh the entire time. D-Man, thank you for the 1,000-bit cheer, my friend. I appreciate that generosity very, very much. And there are obviously exceptions to that and greater nuance to that than me just, like, trying to cook everybody who feels proud of creative things they've come up with. Like, if the basis of your content is you going, check out this cool idea that I am the first and only person to have come up with, and then you present somebody else's idea, yeah, that's shitty. Don't do that. But there's just, like, we overvalue novelty to such an extreme degree that it feels like the response to so many things is like, oh, this looks like that other thing. Is it communicating anything different? That doesn't matter. It looks like that other thing, therefore it's bad. This only good if look totally unlike anything else ever seen before. And I have been blessed to never have to get into a, like, direct beef about it, but I hear so much about internet creators who are like, because, like, I've seen people doing my style. There was one guy who was even doing the roasts, like, near 1-to-1, but wasn't biting my bars, and he was doing good. He actually stopped, and I don't know why. We had never spoken, but, like, he started posting, and he, I think, called his, like, what your commander says about you. And I don't think he did the same, like, smash or pass at the end. Or I think he did one video where he talked about smashing or passing Sithis. And of course, because I am a conceited bitch, I always thought my lines were better, but, like, he had good lines. He was doing good stuff. And I don't know why he didn't keep going, but I feel like this is just totally me speaking into the void. But him stopping did make me hope that he never felt imposter syndrome because of it. Oh, he's still running it. Okay. Good for him then. Excellent. That makes me happy, because there is fucking there's no ownership of this bullshit. There's just none. Like, like, people will beef like they invented the idea of fucking people sitting around the table in a commander pod. You two need to tag team someone's deck. That would not work, Egbert. I can promise you right now that would not work. I did make that. It's true. Welcome to the stream, Beeps. How you doing, buddy? No, it's not Ben Bateman. The guy I'm thinking of I think his name was Vaporkin. Yeah, it was this guy. Yeah, like, he did stop. Because I think all of these were... Yeah, seeing he's even doing the Can She Get It, too. But like he did it good. He is to this day the best execution I have ever seen of the same type of thing that I was doing, and it makes me so fucking mad to even know that people get pressed about stuff like this. This is awesome. This is great. And I remember there was like, right when I learned about him, there was a very short period of time where I got tight about it, and I immediately recognized that I got tight about it because I heard him say a good line that I was like, oh, I wish I had thought of that line. And it made me feel threatened. I mean, Lava Mob, that's the thing. That is where this argument is ultimately ending up, is the way we all want to express ourselves ends up so unique that nobody can do you, right? We can be following similar formulas, but these formulas are so basic that attempting to enforce creative ownership of them is actively disgusting. Hello, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell them about the guy that was in my comment sections.
Oh yeah, there's extra stupid versions of this. Like Z in one of their videos made jokes that they had written into a camera, and somebody accused them of ripping me off.
It was entirely original too.
Yeah. But anyway, he stitched me on this one because I was talking about an archetype for the deck that is actually less popular than the most popular archetype, and so he stitched it to talk about the most popular archetype, which I think is a pretty fine jumping off point. Yes, Phyrexian, there are a good number of people who are like, "Oh my god, somebody who's not a man is trying to be funny on the internet. Fuck them." So someone on YouTube said aura theft is an under-supported archetype. That's hell yeah. I don't even know what set me off on that, but like the thing I tell other creators the most is when they talk about stuff like that, I'm like, fucking do it. What in the hell are we talking about? Because the thing is, if you see somebody else's style of video that you think is good, it is almost always the correct solution to just do it, to learn what you don't like about it, to help you develop your own style. It's like we expect all of us who are just like fucking around with creative impulses to sit in a cave until we develop something entirely new that nobody has seen before, and then present that, and that's the only thing you get to present for the rest of your life, when most of us have had our creative impulses stifled for the entirety of our childhoods. We didn't all get to be theater kids. And so it just, I realize nobody asked, but it is, so far, that is consistently the most exhausting and stupid thing about when you cross over from this being a hobby to this being a business. Because as soon as you are a creator, everybody wants to have fake beef all the time. Luckily, as someone who's not good enough to even have imposter syndrome, I don't have to worry about my art being bad. I just know it is. That smiley face better not be satirical. Art being bad is freeing. My art is bad too. It's good to be critical of your work. Know that you are worthy of love, and know that art is beautiful and glorious, even if it sucks. I look back at my earliest skits. Those things are terrible, The quality's grainy, the lines are stilted, the acting is bad, the edits are bad, and it was still awesome because I had a thing I wanted to communicate, and I communicated it, period. The efficiency of that communication, the visual appeal of that communication, meaningless. Meaningless. And was it entirely original? Fuck no. I can't source like what episode of Psych I pulled some of those mannerisms from, but like everything we've ever done is a yoinkin' twist on things we have seen, things we have experienced. And the twist is the important part. But like everyone should be... It is good to attempt the yoinkin' twist, and sometimes, like I've had videos where I have tried to do the yoinkin' twist and the twist ends up looking more like a mirror, and I delete those or I just don't post them because I'm like, oh man, I tried to take this style and communicate my own thing, and this doesn't really feel like I've communicated my own thing. But the doing of it taught me something, which is good. Like sometimes you yoink and you fail to fucking twist, and it's important to recognize that and then try harder to twist in the future. But there's some people who are like, I would never yoink. Everything I have ever come up with is solely the pure and beautiful creation of my own soul. And those people are liars who have bad memory and have just forgotten what children's TV show they stole their ideas from. Arik, thank you for the 245-bit cheer. Mr. Hound, how do you feel about free casting Emergent Ultimatum to cheat out 2 of 3 Eldrazi Titans? I mean, I have no idea how you're free casting it. That is probably the most reasonable thing you could do with a free cast Emergent Ultimatum, so I appreciate your mercy. Treacle Teetle D, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Thank you, Yare Yare Daddy, for liking my video. Doesn't Emergent Ultimatum only get colored spells? Oh, they have to be monocolored. Oh, fuck. Vine boom this man. Yeah, sorry, the Eldrazi are not racist enough for Emergent Ultimatum, unfortunately. Damn! No, Alec, I did not. If when I finish the Sigmar set, how much would I need to pay you to review it, and how much more would it cost for you to rope Zian? Such a large sum of money that I don't have good spitballs for it live. Because it would also be like, it's very difficult to review an entire set in a vacuum. I think the better execution of that would be to like, how involved would it be to get other streamers together and have us do a custom draft of this set, which that becomes a very, very big undertaking. But I think that is the better way to go about it than having me like trawl through the list. I just got here. Why is there a screen full of the same guy who stitched a load of your shorts? Jane, we were talking about the ridiculousness of, or the pretentiousness of certain internet creators to believe that they own a style of video and that it's bad form for other people to make videos similar to them. So I was bringing up Vaporkin as an example of somebody who has done a lot of videos in a extremely similar style to me, and that is a good thing. That if you get butthurt about is a sign of a deeply insecure personality, and you got to get right with Jesus about that one. But Mauled, all good thoughts come from the vacuum. So true. Damn, really disappointing. I was under the impression that all of your skits were created solely by meditating alone and communing with the soul of the absolute and not some iteration on previous work. I know. Shakespeare's coming for my ass, bro. Shakespeare's gonna come get me. Mauled, how much for a detailed description of your self-care routine? $10 million. Going once? Going twice? Damn. What about 1 million? Okay, so I promise now last tangent because we're getting up to like 40 minutes. And then we're gonna open with Phyrexian HR office. So Zemir is saying, this is making me want to start doing something. I would legitimately recommend, if you want to start creating content and you don't know how, you have a creative impulse inside of you, but the life you live has not allowed you to nurture it. The people around you have not nurtured it. You don't feel like you can create anything that is truly your own. Straight up steal from me. I will not get clipped recommending that you steal from other creators, so I will only say it with regards to me. If you have ever liked a video I have made, attempt to film it word for word, shot for shot, and pay extreme attention to any time you want to do something different. Whether that is a camera angle you think will look better, whether that is a way to style your hair, style the clothing of the people involved, change the inflection of a word that you think does it better, pay attention to that. That is your creative soul attempting to come out, and that makes it yours. I don't care if the words are the same. I don't care if you print out a rubber face mask to look like me and say all the same words. If you change anything, that is you attempting to come through. And you keep doing that, and eventually the changes you want to make become bigger and bigger and bigger, and at some fucking made up point, everybody accepts it as inspiration instead of copying. And it's fucking bullshit. But do that. If you think, oh man, I can't fucking come up with anything, plagiarize me directly. I give you permission. Unless you have over 1 million subs, then I'm going to make a really big deal out of it to try to milk views. But plagiarize me directly. Inevitably, there will be a time where you go, oh, actually, I think Mauled missed something here. You are wrong. I never miss anything. But there is a time you will think that I have missed something, and there is a way you could have done it better. And that is pure, unadulterated you attempting to express itself, and let yourself do that. And then just use all of the things, all of the other stuff that I have done as a template to be like, oh, when the creative me, when I don't know how to hear my own creative spirit enough, I will just use this template. So get 1 million subs, copy Mauled, Mauled makes a video, and he profits good. Yes, that is the best way you can help me, is to become more famous than me and then plagiarize me so that I can attack you for clout on the internet. Please. I need the help. Good, Zemir. I'm glad this is helpful. In fact, this has been so helpful that we are going to hit another manual 1-minute ad break, and then Phyrexian HR office, you're getting in the goddamn chair. Beeps! Thank you for using your Prime sub on little ol' me. I appreciate you, buddy. Welcome to the dog home. That's me slurping up your Jeffrey dollars. They're not getting the chair. Mango, please take these channel points. I can't actually feed you with bits, but I'm thankful for you. Thank you, Troper. I will give Mango your empty sentiments. Never make that sound again? Nah. I'm gonna make that sound every time I get a last hit, dog. Islore, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Here, Mango, take these bits on my goat Troper's behalf. I will pass that along. Volmar, thank you for the 3 months in a row with the Prime sub. Hello, Maul. Did you see my custom Omnath card I made for you? I forced my eyes to not perceive any of it, as you did not utilize the custom card points redeem in our Twitch streams. But good fucking try, buddy. Helios, thank you for the request to make the noise again, but I do want people to watch this stream, so I don't think I will. Stream Deck, get the fuck out of here. Shade, Elikman tried to do it, but we have it turned off during roast streams because I already vamp so much. We do custom card redeems during variety streams. All right. Ad break's over. Phyrexian HR office is here. Black Hole Beauty is here. I don't think I've seen Solar Movie. I'm not in my compiler, so it's much harder to read names because Twitch is giving you all very dark colors against fucking dark mode. So I've been able to make out HR office. I've been able to make out Black Hole Beauty. And then Shaper I know is on YouTube. But Noi, Solar Movie, and Terrence are MIA. Terrence, great. Thank you for the 5 months in a row with Prime. Terrence, welcome back to the dog home. I'll be back soon. Phenomenal. Then we are going to open with Phyrexian HR office and move on to Terrence. Alec, man, I knew I wasn't going to get the card reviewed, but I fell on the sword because I know you'd see the redeem before you saw a message from me telling you you hadn't turned it off. Honestly, game recognizes game. You got me. Good job. If I had a cycle of 5 custom cards, would I have to do 5 redeems in a row, or is there a bulk price? You would have to do 5 redeems in a row. There's a 20-minute cooldown on redeems. The only way to get it done in bulk is to pay me United States dollars to derail the stream for that long. All right, without further ado, let's meet Phyrexian HR Office's silly, spooky deck. Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe, but this does put a smile on my face. I don't know about y'all, but I wish alternate win cons in Magic were more fun. Thoracle, Jace, Mysterious, White Boy, Coalition, Victory, etc. Most of all, I wish there were ways everyone could try them. This led me to create my own twist on an existing alt win con so the whole table can join in. The deck's entire goal is to enchant Coveted Jewel with mechanized production, and from then on out, attempt to only win the game through having collected 8 or more Infinity Stones. This is a very rough first draft of this deck, so I'm sure it needs a lot of work, but I would like to get it into a polished state before I subject people to it, mostly because I would like them to be willing to let me play it more than once. So we are almost $2,000 deep into a bracket 1 hole, but I like the dream, so let's see what we can do. Your favorite anime Batgirl, thank you very much for the raid. This is almost certainly a better custom format than it is a commander deck. Grixis is probably the right color choice for this. Let's try to navigate 2 secret commanders to help you get your rocks off. Dog. You said you wanted them to let you play it? How? How can I convince my pod to let me play my silly, funny, coveted jewel deck. I know. Jin-Gitaxias. Perfection. Alright, all that for a drop of blood. Sure. Sure. I am inevitable, so here's all our tutors. Yeah. Bracket 1 deck, bracket 5 tutor package seems good. We have some remove. No. Okay. Okay. So here's the problem we're going to bump up into basically immediately. In terms of how good some of the cards you have are and how fucking bad your plan is. If you played this in bracket 3 or bracket 4, which is where the card quality is, if we just looked at all the individual cards in the deck, you have like enough game changers, enough tutors, enough consistency that this is bracket 3, bracket 4, and it just, I'm not going to say ruins, because some people might like it, but it will turn every bracket 3 or bracket 4 commander game into Mario Party. And typically when people sit down for bracket 3 or bracket 4, they're doing that because they want to experience a more competitive version of the game. So we currently are in Schrodinger's bracket, where we have a bracket 1 gimmick that we are supporting with bracket 3, bracket 4 cards, and that worries me. That worries me off rip, but I will push ahead because I like this. Coveted Jewel is some funny shit. And doing, okay, mechanized production is some funny shit. And I think all of these tutors are probably necessary to make it happen. If we only wanted to get one of these, I would be like, okay, what could, move the chains one card at a time. We're going to get this shit done. But the goal is we want to get both of these out. Yikers. Flatly ridiculous. Why do we put the monster manual in here? It's 6 mana. Play a mana rock. Play a fucking mana rock. What the fuck are you talking about? We have something at 10. What's the big thing where monster man... Alright. Okay, I do like that we are really, really big on artifacts and clones. I think that is probably the most correct way to go about this, to get some redundancy on the Infinity Stones plan, even if we don't get the Infinity Stone factory. Now, making a token copy of Coveted Jewel is actually pretty hot because it's draw 3, float 3. So that's pretty dope. Okay. So I think if this is going to exist... Oh, this is the wrong commander. Probably. So this is good for making ephemeral copies of your Coveted Jewel, which can become quite good once you control a Coveted Jewel. But the thing is, you have to control it, which I think will be quite difficult after you have owned a Coveted Jewel for one single turn. I do like Grixis as the colors, but I think we want something... Clearly, he should be running Rog Side to consider the unnecessarily scaring the hose gimmick. Alvius, I don't think... she, her. So she should be running... Yeah, just go full CEDH, terrible win con. I don't think we do that. I think the direction is... And really most of the problem is coming in here. Because we have almost no interaction, which means it's infrequent that you're going to be able to like step in and do anything meaningful. But when you do, all of your interaction is crazy fucking good. We are not listening to you. Oh no. I think our plan's doomed. According to top 1% commenter on Reddit, I think we're just cooked. Cooked as a premise. Now, so the closest thing you could do to this is, or the most effective way we can try to save this is mechanized production can still be a win con. However, mechanized production can never enchant Coveted Jewel, and then the game plan is still I copy Coveted Jewel as many times as possible with Phyrexian Metamorph, but then the deck is like... Then the deck is just like so bad, and we drop out all of this good stuff, and we just start playing like silly, goofy bracket 1 stuff, or genuinely... All respect to you, HR office. I think this is a better format than it is a commander deck. I think the experience you want to have here, if your commander games are too slow, if people aren't swinging enough, you should just be like, hey gang, what if today we played a commander game where at the beginning of each player's upkeep after turn 4, we roll a d6, and on a 5 or a 6, you conjure a Coveted Jewel onto your battlefield. Does swapping commanders to a Becca to accelerate the copying salvage this in any way? Possibly, but I think any attempt we make to salvage it via the mechanized production line becomes really quickly a dogshit Exodia combo, which I think loses the flavor of the absolute goofiness this is trying to achieve. Like, this is not trying to achieve a powerful thing. This is trying to achieve a dope vibe. So, like, we can do a ton of stuff that just creates copies of Coveted Jewel. I think it's very, very difficult to create something that is going to recreate Thanos' quest for the Infinity Stones in the way that we thought this did before we were forced to read our cards fully. Yeah, Google AI we don't trust because it's trained off of Facebook memes, which we proved in a previous stream. Urza? I ought to ban you for that shit, Terrence. Like, that is the peak of, we are going to get something that works. We are going to get something where we can pretend like, oh, Urza is Thanos, but then everything the deck is doing that is not Coveted Jewel is better than the Coveted Jewel game plan, and so we just fully abandon the flavor. Zemmer, we already have Court of Vantress, but the problem with Court of Vantress is... Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's really weak, though. Oh, that's quite weak. So the problem with using Court of Evantris as our primary engine for this is only going to work if we're the Monarch on our upkeep, and the Coveted Jewel basically guarantees that people are going to beat the fuck out of us. Extravagant Replication. But this is, again, we have to control it, which means we have to protect it somehow. And like getting the number of cards we need to get Coveted Jewel onto our board and then to get copies onto our board reliably is going to fill up our deck, and then we're going to have no room left to defend the jewel, which will then non-bow most of our methods to copying it. This is why I think Vantris is great as the Thanos bit, because you have to be strong to survive. So that's what we call a flavor win and a mechanical car crash. Because you are correct. This will incentivize only the strong survive. Thanos got to do that as a bit because he was a 20-foot tall space alien who got to spend 30 years bench pressing before he tried to get the Infinity Stones. We are one lady with a bad dream and some silly fucking cards. We don't get to be strong enough to enforce our will like this. Yeah, Geo, there's a lot of stuff we can do that gives us more upkeeps and gives us like more upkeeps post combat, so we can try, because when I thought this was possible, I was like, oh, we do stuff like Obeka, or there's a Sphinx of something that will give you a new beginning phase after your combat phase, and I thought that was going to be the path forward. But we have to trick our pod. Yeah, Sphinx of the Second Sun. Ridiculously expensive, but we get an upkeep post-combat. Alias MTG, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Do we consider any extra turn spells for the whole Time Stone bit? We could, but I think it brings us back into like flavor's good, actual play pattern is a car crash. I think it... Once we start going, all right, guys, to achieve my very funny bit, I am going to chain extra turns and extra upkeeps to float near infinite mana and draw my deck. But don't worry, I'll technically win because I have 8 Coveted Jewels. That falls flat to me. I doubt that plays as well as silly funny, I am incentivizing violence by encouraging everybody to get their rocks on. Yeah, I agree with Zon. Hold on, what's the end? I can't see your name. But I agree with the sentiment that this feels like trying to salvage it in any way that's not a custom commander would just make it another combo deck. Like all the things that we do, we can do surgery to save you, but we have to turn you into a cyborg, and the cyborg is a machine that turns cool decks into bracket 5 decks with bad win cons. Not even bracket 5, bracket 4 decks with bad win cons. Can endless evil be finagled? Phyrexian HR office, I want to really drive home to you how beautiful this idea is, that people are trying so hard to make this deck work with things that blatantly do not work. Because this is another instance of we have to turn it into a creature, and then it falls off as soon as we don't control it. There's stuff we can do to make this better. In the interest of your own enjoyment, my official recommendation as deck doctor and your pastor is to let it die and to instead introduce your playgroup to a custom format that you call Run the Jewels. And all you do is play tracks from hit artists Run the Jewels and roll dice to try to put coveted jewels on the table. And then you have a Rule 0 win con that if anybody controls 8 at the same time, or even 5 if you want to do the Infinity Stones energy, if you control 5 coveted jewels, you win. And that's the closest. Or like even 5 coveted jewels created by the dice to avoid people, to prevent people from just running their own copy decks, and once they make one, trying to combo off. How do we feel about going for post-snap and run Carebeck, Spite, Academy, Rector, and Baron Glory? As soon as I see Baron Glory, I am closing my ears. I refuse to listen. And then, let's see, HR, I think you said, what about CJ and the new jewels? Let me try to find that comment so I can quote it exactly before I call you foolish. CJ and the new FF crystals. Oh. Let me look at, listen, I'm going to at least look at the Final Fantasy crystals, but the Final Fantasy crystals are so disconnected in purpose that I do not think we can pull together anything meaningful. We could, hey, bracket 1 is a big wide pasture of funny stuff you could do. Oh, in terms of the new game mode, not for this deck. Terrence, we did not bring up Ryzen Shrine, and you got to stop talking before I get you, brother. Oh, they're from the main set. It's Finn, right? Not... Oh, is only the black crystal on Scryfall? So the thing, I think if you do, as somebody who has played games of Commander when coveted jewels get chucked into play unexpectedly by somebody who was just like running them and not originally intending to play them, coveted jewels alone can create interesting situations because they inject so much speed and they inject so much potential for violence. We do not need to reach further. If we attempt to reach further by including all of these Final Fantasy crystals, what's going to happen is, 1, information overload. You are going to present a bunch of Commander players who already showed up just wanting to do their thing, with a bunch of decisions to make about a bunch of cards that are mostly bad. So people are probably just not going to engage with it, period. What's beautiful about Coveted Jewel is just 100%, hey, whatever your thing is, you have more cards and more mana to do it with. You are going to get punched in the chest for it, but you get to do your thing really, really hard, which is what most casual Commander players want. So if you were going to do a format like this, I do think Coveted Jewel is the correct answer. And if the Coveted Jewel format is not interesting, then the people you're playing with are just not interesting. And no format is going to save them. I think I've got it. Step 1, get all crystals. Step 2, turn them into creatures. Step 3, coalition victory using the crystals as your creatures. Hey man, you've got a problem. That's what you've got. I cannot zoom in on this chart enough to accurately place you in YouTube short behavior. Great short though. Like if you legitimately, I think you could pitch this as a custom format, and I think you could make a compelling YouTube short about playing this. Because people really like Treasure Cruise, and this is fulfilling a similar gap as Treasure Cruise. But man, as much as I love making dumb stuff work, I think we have to start like selling heroin to our pod mates to get them to let us keep 10 cards in our command zone. Like the evils we have to commit to make this work are so vile that oh god, that's a flavor win. Just like Thanos, we lose ourselves along the way in pursuit of our goal. True. If the rules text wasn't stupid and wanted you to have no fun, this would work, and we could make this work as a deck, and we would just probably go deep onto like bonus upkeeps to try to max copy. But with those damn meddling judges, I think you call this a custom format, you film a YouTube video about it, you have a good time. I'll make you this deal if I were actually in HR. Since we can't make you a deck, I will pitch this to the next pod I play with and iterate on it from there and tell you how it goes. This is like rooting for that kid at the basketball game who can't dribble or shoot but still getting playing time. Yeah, it's... I mean, this is like a 3-foot-tall NBA hopeful who just has a ton of heart. You want to see him succeed. You've got tremendous shooting accuracy. You're surprisingly good in the post. You're agile. You're a great teammate. You're great in front of the cameras. You're good talking to reporters on the press tour. And you are 3'2", dog. It is not happening. Bro, who's drafting Frodo Baggins? Yeah. We're Frodo trying to play for the Wizards, dude. All right, we're going to hit another manual ad break, and then Terrence, we're putting you in the booth. I do think there's something to iterate from if your table will let you Sharpie cube mechanized production. But I personally tend to really dislike that. I think when you reach the point of I have to erase or add rules texts to cards to make my gimmick work, it is time to let the gimmick rest. It is time to send the gimmick to a daydream upstate where it can be beautiful all on its own. And that is normally where I draw my line on I am trying to do something too stupid for it to be as enjoyable as I think it will be. All right, manual ad break, and then it's Terrence time. I'm going to go get a cough drop, and I will be right back. All right. We back in here. Also, Mauled, I'm so salty right now. I ran Tiamat and the Immaculate 5 earlier today and lost to a Kenrith player, recurring Spore Frog all game. That's so fucking lame, dude. Like, you deserve it for being a Tiamat player, but I do sympathize. You deserve to be Spore Frogged every game of your life until you quit, you dog-ass dragon player. But... come on. Ronan 101, thank you for the 4 months or 6 months in a row with that Prime sub. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars, my friend. Hey, thank you, Volson. Okay, it's Terrence's time. This deck is spooky. Okay, so this deck was my first made-from-scratch experiment after I began playing with my very first precon, and it is admittedly a little bit of a trauma response. A year or so ago, I never played any Magic until my friend convinced and got me the AC precon. I didn't know the rules, but who cared? Sea monsters are dope. We started out by playing 1v1 Commander, but he had a Dragon's Xenagos deck, and I had a Sea Monsters precon with no reach and no flying. I lost 10 straight games. We eventually went to 4-player games, but the damage was done. So after that, I wanted everyone to go to hell, and I created a deck to represent the urge. First of all, I'm sorry, bro. Bro got tired of beating up the heavy bag and told you, hey, stand still for a minute. That shit is foul. That shit is evil. So whatever you're about to show me, emotionally I approve. The goal of the deck is to constantly pressure life totals because my friends having life is lame and I hate it. And also 3-hour-long games are bad too. Whatever. Not saying it wins turn 5 or anything, but it should be consistently pressuring life totals. Deck generally operates by setting the mood with some table burn, swinging with horrors beyond comprehension, summoning goons, and wrapping up with a crash out to hear the ramping elf or dragon player say, ha ha ha, wait, I'm gonna lose how much? Let's see what you got. And Valson, thank you for the Twitch follow, my friend. Welcome to the doghouse. Rakdos, hell's unearth. In the end, the lights fade, the people wither, and only the dead and vile remain. You had to have stolen that. That's way too hard a line. Hold on. Is that pure Terrence 93 bars? Where is this from? That's pure bars? Hey, guess what? One sec. Hold on. Okay. Wow, Terrence, that's a pretty cool line. I'm really proud of you for coming up with that flavor text. Ah, it's Kindred Dominance. Okay. I was typing, Kydra. I was doing the bit. Alright, dope. See, art is just theft. You stole from Kindred Dominance, and now I've stolen from you. But since I've stolen from a person, and not the company Wizards, they can't sue me for it. Okay, so we have Lord of Riots, which is we need them to lose life. We want to have big colorless costs that we cheat by making people lose life. Ben Snack, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. All must wither and die. So we have... It's okay. It's okay, Terrence. You were a child. You were but a child who had been bullied by your friend, and I'm going to hand you dynamite, but first I'm going to take the glue out of your hands. I think double damage is probably whatever. Havoc Festival is hilarious. Sure. Skyclaves is tremendous for what you're doing. Don't like this. I think this is the perfect example of stuff you probably don't want to do. It might be a halfway decent finisher, but because we are doing life damage on each end step, we are really limiting our opportunity to benefit from it. And the core concept, the principle of being a Rakdos gamer is I am running a blood drive, but I am drinking all of it. And this is just them bleeding for nothing. Best card in the deck, I want to play a game. Dope. Perfection. I mean, that with Hitagetsu is an instant win. So Cyber Drakel, please play back in grayscale and a little bit of slow-mo in your mind, me saying it's a good finisher, but I think that we can do better from a vibes perspective, although this does achieve the mechanical effect we desire. This card fucks. Black Sacrament. On upkeep, you may sacrifice. If you do, search for a demon. Oh, yeah, type shit indeed. Very... Probably a fair tutor. Nobody thinks this will be fair if it gets to work. Oh, yeah, that's... fucked up and hateful. Drawing blood. So we have Changeling Outcast, Creeping Bloodsucker, Cryptolith Fragment... Cryptolith Fragment is dope. Perfection. Not perfection, but acceptable. Don't believe in. Do not believe in. do not believe in for a singular moment. He do have that shit on, but do not believe in. I believe in this guy just because he has a poop knife. Real as. Draw 2, discount my cards by 6, because it's life loss, not damage, right? Yeah. Dope. This is perfect. Tremendous discounting. And then these two are so bad, but are so fine. It's hilarious to me that this is effectively Rakdos Mana Dork. Is I throw some lightly on fire shit at you, and that counts as me ramping. Alright, interaction and removal. So we can make our commander bigger. Sure. This looks like bracket 2 to me. I will accept Grime. This is inefficiency for the sake of being rude, and that is exactly the vibe we're going for. You might want Sign in Blood or Knight's Whisper instead of Risky Shortcut, cheaper overall. So Soul Gainer, the many eyes of Sauron are now going to turn to you to call you a liar. Those are cheaper if we do not have our commander out. But if we do Knight's Whisper, we pay 1 less mana. For the price of paying 2 additional mana, our creature spells this turn get discounted by 6. Because each of our opponents is going to lose 2 life. And we get 1 mana off for each 1 life our opponents have lost this turn, and 6 collective life is going to get lost by our opponents. Okay, I see somebody watches 3-3 Elk. Good boy. Alright. Beautiful. Oh. No, this is not the right Rakdos. This is just hater shit. Okay, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. Make the voices stop. They hurt you bad, huh? They hurt you so bad you can't even read good no more. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing they did to you. Hurt you so bad they tricked you into thinking you were an Aristocrats deck. I'm sorry about that, Terrence. I'm awful sorry about this deck. We are gonna have to kill you, weird Skull Dog, though. This is mischievous scamp. What are we doing? You know you can make a deck around this guy too, right? Is he the pet jester of Rakdos? Because I'll accept that for flavor reasons. Okay, then we have Karlach for the beatdown. My perfect son. Yeah, okay. Okay, so here is my first and loudest objection. We have a ton of pie-in-the-sky ways to try to make people lose a shitload of life, and we have a upsettingly responsible curve in the face of that. Maybe they bully you just as hard as your friend did with that Xenagos deck, but this is a curve of somebody who gets no mana cheatery going. Like, we have multiple ways in this deck to stack up like 5 cost reduction, double-digit cost reduction, and I typed Exocrime because that's what it would be in this deck. But we just go like Exocrine for 5. We get a 7/7, draw a card, board wipe the things that are not our 6/6 commander, and then keep beating people. Like, we have a ton of, or it seems like the Christmas land we are trying to reach is ideal 5 to 10 damage a turn, and we have no way to reinvest those dividends in the Demon Dick Smashers Incorporated. And that is what I would suggest for us. So it's not necessarily Exocrine, but I am going to see if we have any Rakdos X-cost creatures that can scale and be useful. Well, we need to be less responsible in some ways and more responsible in some others. There's some other ways I want us to increase responsibility. I think our top end can get a little bit less responsible. Like, our top end is almost clinical. I hit you for half your life total, and then I hit you for the other half of your life total, which is kind of like... it feels to me emotionally like going to a metal concert where they promise you are going to rock out so hard that you die. And you go to the concert expecting to go out in this Valhalla mosh pit situation, and the concert's normal, and they tell you all to leave, and then they just shoot you in the back of the head as you exit the arena. That's kind of what this top end feels like, and the vibe adjustment I have to make. There are other mechanical adjustments I want to make about making that reliable and making that more achievable, but from a vibes perspective, it feels a lot like, you know, last concert of your life, and then you die to Kool-Aid poison instead of being crushed by Demon Mosh Pit. How do I get... Okay. So there is an Eldrazi that is just really, really big. It's not particularly impressive. Grenzo is kind of funny, but I don't think our deck is built to take advantage of him. This is hater shit. 3 black mana and however much blood I can fit in a bucket, Jeremy gets fucked. Orcus probably isn't going to work for us because this is a, like, main phase. Like, Maga, we can play in main phase 2 and be happy. Orcus, I don't think we can. Ugh. Oh, that's no good. Okay. So we probably... So we're not going to get good X-cost dumps. I do still want better dumpies. Fucking Ori. Yeah, I looked at... My eyes did linger on Market Back Walker because of its ability to potentially draw cards. Genuinely, it's not a bad idea. Okay, I'm gonna... You know what I'm gonna say, Terrence. You know what the fuck I'm gonna say. What if instead of Sword of Feast and Famine, you had the good sword? Fuck your lands, Terrence. Fuck your lands, Terrence. You could draw a card and cast anything in your deck for free. Fuck Feast and Famine. We don't need it. We do not need it. Not in this house. You have a flying 6/6. Give him a knife and let him do his naughty work. Think about, by the way, just think about how fucking hard Rakdos would look with Buster Sword. At any point, if you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, mentally picture Rakdos swinging a Buster Sword onto somebody. Bonus points if you imagine actual sized Buster Sword, and so Rakdos has to hold it between two fingers like a toothpick. But genuinely, I think this is a deck that wants Buster Sword more than Feast and Famine. The protection from black might be relevant to you for removal purposes. Even so, most of your deck is, what if I played this big guy who wanted to hit you? And in a deck of, what if I played this big guy that wanted to hit you, and most of your curve is well within the range of the damage you're going to deal, this will cook. So then other things I'm going to recommend on a reliability basis. So one thing, I do think Market Back Walker should be in here. Another thing I think should be in here is probably this. We're playing a lot of things with high power. What I would be, now sight unseen on the Goldfish, the thing I would be most worried about in this deck is running out of cards. We have a few low to the ground ways. We have very, very few engines. We have Theater of Horrors. We have Blood Gift, which is 5 mana. We have Keen, so we have 4 engines, right? Villis, Theater, Keen Duelist, Erebos. And then maybe Tectonic Giant. So I would love to add at least 1 or 2 more engines, and I think one that is perfect. This might upset you because it's going to let other people... Okay. Okay. Just because I don't remember the name... Oh my god. Oh, no, I'm dumb. Don't look at me, anybody. Nobody look at me. Where is this bitch? Stormfist. Okay. So it's going to let other people draw cards. Consider it has Menace, so it's not as hard to get in for 2 on top of it. It's going to give you cards. It will give other people's It will give other people cards, but it's also going to take 1 life from everybody. So this is a simply beautiful engine for the stuff you need to do. And quite frankly, on God, I just hated the idea of people drawing cards and having joy. You're so real for that, Terrence. You're so real for that. So Cyber Draco, the reason I'm not... I mean, maybe Rakdos' return will be fine, but I don't think X spells in general are good here. This, notably, only applies to creatures. If it is a... Yeah, no. An X cost sorcery just gives us a, like, 1-to-1 reduction. Lady Lockwood, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Yeah, if this was cost reduction on anything, I would be fucking it up right now. I would be absolutely fucking it up. Other people having joy bad. Consider the only thing better than not giving people joy is giving them a little bit and then taking it away. Think about that. Give them the impression that they're going to have a good commander game, and then you hit them with the tickler. Yes, edge them. Wait. I like this deck because I also just constantly swing Rakdos while everyone is trying to dirtle. Yeah, can we please pull up the Buster Sword again? Can we please pull this shit back up? for the greatest card in your deck. Yeah, MLP, we're talking about the goddamn Buster Sword again. Soul Gainer, I do not like Pyrohemia and Pestilence because they compete with our commander. They are, God, can I even say that though? Because it is like, God, this is so fucking powerful as a, because every red mana becomes 3 colorless mana, which is, like, that's so good that I don't think I can turn it down just because. Oh yeah, you want some scythe shit, dog? Let me show you. Let's get out with the wheat. This would almost undeniably be good for you. The soul counters are self-contained. You want everybody to lose life on your turn. And so, like, most turns of the game, this puts 4 soul counters on it. So pretty good. This would be pretty hot shit. Shit is like $20 SMH. That's not true. I have one right here. Hold on. I'll get Terrence. Get in touch with me off stream. I'll mail you this copy of Reaper's Scythe that I pulled with. Let's pretend Final Fantasy's out. But yeah, I pulled this the other day. Where's a pen? Hold on. Let me check OBS. Yeah, here you go, buddy. I'll mail this one to you, free of charge. But yeah, right now, all the Final Fantasy stuff is also listed as crazy expensive because nobody has actual product yet, and so everybody's just fucking speculating. So we have Stormfist Crusader. Again, cannot recommend this enough. I am not going to recommend that you go even deeper into like group sluggery, but it being a your upkeep trigger that gets you, one, it guarantees that you have life loss on your turn for your commander, and then after your commander comes out, it is a 3 cost reduction. The other things I am going to recommend is Disciple of Bolas and Ruthless Technomancer. You are playing a fair number of big boys. This is mostly colorless. If you can play a Disciple of Bolas, so like Dream World for you. Dream World for you. You have played Rakdos. You have Bloodfist Crusader on field, or Stormfist Crusader on field. You ping them for 3. You can now play a big creature and then follow it up with a 1 mana Disciple of Bolas, draw 5, gain 5. Or you can sack Rakdos if you're in a pinch. It's hot. And then Ruthless Technomancer is the same thing, but is going to bank you a bunch of treasures instead. So this will give us a little bit of recursion. It will give us treasure tokens equal to power, which is going to be really good if we ever get to sacrifice based on power. We're also going to have another mostly colorless investment. So these are all going to bounce on it crazy style. Exocrine was actually the first thing I recommended. So let's go to the playtest and see how it goes. Okay, good. We have a bunch of hopes and dreams in 2 lands. So turn 2. I refuse to look Gollum in the fucking face. Thank God we hit this land drop. Oh, but now we're in the awkward situation of the ramp. So I think ramp was actually the bad play because we have a hand without a way to guarantee the life loss. So Turn 2, we would have played Golem. Turn 3, I am not about to play the Golem game with myself, but it is cute. So turn 3, we can do that. We can play Talisman, use Talisman to play this. Next turn, like, we can play the Golem game. God, betting whether or not we get to resolve our commander on the Golem game feels crushingly bad. But we can at least put Animist on and use him to get a... this will get Foreboding Runes because I refuse to read the rules text. And then, for the purposes of goldfishing, yeah, hey, you get it. You got him. Good job. And we've dealt 2 damage. We can't play anything else. And I think the goal is we hit somebody, play Villas for 3 black. Type shit. Type shit. Got him. GG's. And then we can, at minimum, draw 4 cards over the next rotation. Was Twilight Prophet in? I don't like Twilight Prophet as much because it does not turn on until we have the City's Blessing. This deck in general, like, we need to be... It's weird because it is... It is, in my opinion, not responsible enough about getting a turn 4 Rakdos out, and then it is way too responsible about what it might do if it is allowed to cheat on its taxes. Also, Matt, thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars on YouTube, my friend. Recently found the channel, been loving the content. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate those kind words and those monies very, very much. Yeah, so I like Protection Racket quite a lot, especially if we edit the deck a little bit to be slightly greedier on our general mana curve. So each upkeep, we make each person make a choice about whether we get an extra card or whether they lose a ton of life. We like either option. Our deck is full of enough good creatures that we don't really give a shit if they exile some of it. And if they do, they're losing life, which either turns on Rakdos or turns on the things we want to cheat in. We have Keen Duelist already. So let me go through the things I currently do not enjoy as much. Direfleet Ravager. I will go through the ones I mechanically do not enjoy. Direfleet Ravager, Liliana's Contract, Mayhem Devil, Neheb the Eternal, I want to say Golem, but we've covered he is the Court Jester. Okay, Mayhem Devil's a meta call. So for those 3 cards in particular, this is like... This is very, the first million is the hardest energy, where you're like, if I get my game plan going, I can then unlock 20 mana worth of cost reduction and spend it on a creature you probably could have gotten if you just played Mana Rocks. Like, the stuff I want to see us cheating out with Rakdos is stuff that feels viscerally unfair. Because it's not something we could have gotten to by just land dropping. The stuff I want us to get to via land dropping is the stuff that is going to turn on the life loss to let us play Rakdos, or is going to turn on our like I want our interaction, and I want our card draw, our base card draw, and I want our base ramp, like I want our deck work stuff, the floor, to be responsible. I want the ceiling to be, why the fuck do you get to play this? And you say, well, dumbass, you lost 2 life on my upkeep, which means horrors beyond comprehension. Now, I know we're not doing Eldrazi because we don't like Annihilator. There's a ton of other high mana threats that are just good. The most milquetoast one is Archon of Cruelty. Personally, what if nobody ever got their shit back? Me personally, if I had lost, for example, let's talk about something crazy, a crazy situation that would never happen to me. But if I got put in a situation where I lost to a Kenrith player, recurring Spore Frog over and over and over, I would potentially grab something like Valgavoth, such that for 3 black mana, their graveyards were fucking gone. How'd that sound? And this is lifelink, so it allows you to outpace the group life loss, but more importantly, it's a fucking flying 9/9, and it gives you card advantage for stuff that your opponents are trying to do. Jane Judge, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. I hope that you're having a good stream. We're talking about a Rakdos commander deck, and we're trying to pick fun and fucked up horrors to cheat in. So this is very nice. Another very nice one is Cityscape Leveler. This has a toned down Annihilator flavor that might be this is like mayonnaise. Right? You're playing with white people. They can't handle real spice. This is mayonnaise in the potato salad. Rather than being Annihilator, you can blow up things that aren't lands. You can blow up the things that are problematic, but you have to earn it a little bit more, and it doesn't immediately take over the game. Valgavoth spotted raid engaged. This dude's my fucking favorite. I love that guy. And then Perforating Artist we could probably trade out for anything else that like helps set up Valgavoth. We do have Vedelkin Orrery, but I think we want to lean in. I don't think we want to lean into Vedelkin Orrery. I think Vedelkin Orrery we want to keep around as a like, hey, if it happens, I'm gonna get really silly really quickly. But we don't want to need Vedelkin Orrery. Maltown, do you prefer to foil out decks to bling them or go non-foil? Well, like, I mean, I just got this hot new copy of Reaper's Scythe, and I will probably foil this out. Give me 1 second. Hold on, everybody. This is a labor-intensive process, which is why it is cool and good that foil cards are exorbitantly expensive. Is that? Yeah, I just got this surge foiling done on my copy of Reaper's Scythe, and I'll probably bling out a lot of my other decks like this too. Is there a Sin Prodder in this deck? Oh yeah, we need this guy. Whenever this deck has one, it was mostly because of a 2-mana Archfiend of Despair after a load of life loss. So Terrence, I want to keep that as an option. I want to open up additional lines of play for you. I want to open up the additional line of play of what if this guy went full solo leveling on you and hot swapped between 3 different weapons and then cut your goddamn head off. So I don't want to take away Archfiend of Despair following a ton of life loss, but I do want to put in other stuff we can do that is also going to be dope and is also going to bring the game to an end. So I think Sin Prodder probably better than like Lim. No, I won't say it's better than Limdul's Hex. But Sin Prodder can probably go in for something. At minimum, Perforating Artist could go in for Neheb. But this is, it will be played before your commander. It will either give you card advantage or you get commander and cost reduction. All of which are dope things for you. I think the reveal can also play well into this villain era stuff. The Joker loves to monologue. Planewalker, thank you for the $5 super chat on YouTube. Always fun to catch your stream. Got you playing while barbecuing. You got a favorite to throw on a grill. I've not grilled in a long time. Most of my cooking is done over a stove. So I cook a lot of steaks, but I haven't barbecued a steak in literal years. I think the last time I barbecued regularly was down in California. So I think the base answer is no, because most of the stuff I had grilled before was like ribeyes or New Yorks, which is... I was worried about losing the game enders, or is that not something to worry about with Sin Prodder? So it can be. I think you're worrying about it now because we're actually really limited on game enders. I think with the stuff that we are recommending, you are going to have more access to more of your deck, and more of your deck is going to be better at kicking holes in people, that it won't feel as viscerally bad. Other things we can do to mitigate the pain of losing our game enders is put in stuff like metamorphosis or metamorphosis. Metamorphosis fanatic. This is another guy where if we just happen to draw it, we're very, very happy. Or if we draw it with our Rakdos thing on board, we get to recur something. What's that? This is another fucking Duskmourn heater. Another absolute Duskmourn fucking adrenaline shot to your goddamn bicep vein is what this guy is. He's a real big fan of Kafka. So this guy's also really nice. This can be a level of redundancy to have in your deck. I'm trying to think of other... Like, what's funny about Rakdos is even though a lot of their shit is about violence, Rakdos is the closest color combination to achieving Nirvana, because to play peak Rakdos, you have to let go of your attachments. We cannot be afraid of our permanents being exiled to Protection Racket. We cannot be afraid of our permanents being lost to the graveyard. Either they will come back or Mothra will eat their ass. Either option is good for us. Or we will build a sentient house that will knock down all the other houses. I don't think we even want Oversold Cemetery, because we're not seeking to fill the graveyard. Oh, for some reason I thought Sin Prodder put them in exile. No, Protection Racket does. If you are supremely worried about exile, then Sin Prodder over Protection Racket. I think in most situations, I'd do both. Frozum, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Disgruntled, my friend. I appreciate that contribution to Dog Heaven. So that's the stuff I would put in. one or two more things to make the build up a little more reliable, but the rest of that, genuinely, like, you figure this shit out in mulligans. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not counting this one as a pre option. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 ways to roughly get Rakdos out on curve, or only a turn behind curve. There is another card that is I hate, because I hate enchantments as a super type, but almost every Rakdos deck I've seen runs this, and if in your playtesting you feel like it is not reliable enough, here's another option. This is just nuts and bolts, crazy good card. Fuck shrines, I hate them. Every Rakdos deck I've ever played against that cooked ran Sanctum of Stonefangs. Because you need no other shrines, and it just becomes, hey, you lose 1 life, I get to play the game now. I'm also going to recommend a 1-to-1 swap of Rakdos the Showstopper for Cool Rakdos. Yeah, it is a shrine. Don't do any other shrines. None of the other shrines you really need. You just need this shrine by itself, because it is effectively another copy of... Where's this little dickhead? This is just a non-creature copy of Creeping Bloodsucker. Maybe there's something funny with this. Oh, but this guy. Me draw card all game. Me happy. Me draw card all game. Make very happy. Draw more creature. Beat you death with. Because they also can't sacrifice tokens. I love this guy. I've never had a motherfucker choose to sacrifice. Because the token players can't duck this like they normally do by giving up their shitty little 1/1s. They have to give up cards that matter, and nobody will do it. They will just feed you cards the whole game. So that's going to be my final recommendation. I think we're actually pretty up here, because the goal is hatred. The goal is hatred. We're not deeply, deeply clever. We're on our hater shit, and I think you are about it. And I hope that I have provided some good functional upgrades while bringing you a little bit of joy. So I'm going to put you near peak, and I think you have the tools to get up there, and this will be a very reliable deck that will move the chains forward. I will allow this honorable mention. Oh, hey, I'm with you, Terrence. Fuck Xenagos. This is rude as hell. Totally inappropriate for this deck, by the way. Totally inappropriate for the deck we're currently building. Rude as hell. So I love it. So Terrence, thank you for submitting. We have our pre-roll demons back. So I'm going to hit a manual ad break. And then next up, we're looking for Solar Movie, for Black Hole Beauty, for Noi, and for Shaper. Black Hole and Shaper, I know you're both here. And so if I do not see Solar Movie, we will hit Black Hole Beauty next. Yeah, Peter, we had a couple people. I think we had 6 today, which is on the... 6 is normally where I cap it. Last month I tried to do a bunch of streams that had like 8 people in them. And it was pushing my my migraines to near limit. I missed the stream earlier. Was there info about the free roast stream? There has not been info yet. I think... Guys, how frustrating would it be if for only the month of June, the free roast stream happened after the commissions went out. The thing I'm debating with right now is we have roast scheduled next weekend already, so I cannot do the free roast stream on the 31st. And the commissions right now are scheduled to open on the 1st. If I delay the commissions by a week, I'm worried that the scheduling is going to get compressed and awkward. But if I have the commissions go out on the 1st, then the free roast stream has to happen after the commissions have already become available. Cyber Drakel, please enjoy your walk. I hope you feel better, my friend. I felt bad running this once because I shut down someone who only wanted to gain life. Okay, then Terrence, here's a PSA you can give the life gain player. Magic is a big, beautiful game, full of very cool strategies you can try to execute. You have chosen a lame one, and that's okay. I like Mill because I'm a little piss boy. But the thing is, Wizards has said very firmly, if you want to build a deck to only accomplish one singular thing, everyone is allowed and encouraged to bully you. And I think that's a beautiful thing. If my deck only wants to mill and nothing else, you should be able to tell me to go fuck myself. And so to you, who I'm going to assume is named Jeremy, go fuck yourself, you life-gaining nitwit. But truly, if your deck cannot be flexible at all in how it wants to play, that will happen. And it can feel bad. They did deserve, yeah. Like, if you build, it can be fun to build a deck that just like totally maximizes one avenue of play. But if you build a deck like that, you are always opening yourself up to getting just collateraled by somebody else's random silver bullet. Is there a reason you shit on the name Jeremy? Thank you for that personal question, Black Hole Beauty. So I've only been shitting on the name Jeremy for like a week, but the reason I've been doing it is very specific. One thing I have been learning is the power of an extended cinematic universe for my dumb little skits. I have historically rotated the names. I am going to try to stop that because I've been studying other large creators, and there's some, I think like Call Me Chris was one of the first to do it, but her TikToks were all like a bunch of these different characters who were consistent in rotating. And then another really good example of this is Sam Al-Khatib stuff, where he does a lot of like sitting at a table and guys are just having normal conversations. And so I wanted to, for my skits, actually cement some names to make the characters more real. And so right now in the Maultown cinematic universe, we have Tank Top Guy, who's currently unnamed. Yeah, and there's that guy that has the fake restaurant. Tank Top Guy is currently unnamed, but he is the like reserved, or maybe not reserved, but like aloof, intelligent player. We have Black Shirt Guy, new excitable player. So I've tried to historically, like, Black Shirt Guy is the one who thought Buster Sword was the best equipment ever. Tank Top Guy is the one who went, why aren't you thinking about Umezawa's Jite? Why aren't you thinking about Sword of Feast and Famine? So he's the guy who's like experienced in the game, does not freak out about new stuff just because it's new. Black Shirt Guy, new player, thinks everything he's never seen before is super broken. And MLP, this is the best bracket 2 equipment in the game. 100, like, we've had this conversation very many times. Once you get into bracket 3, Buster Sword falls off. No, that's what the rant has been every fucking time. I do not repeat the words bracket 2 in every sentence, but this is like most broadly good equipment for any deck that seeks to beat down. That falls off in bracket 3, which I have said from the very fucking beginning. Just because you only listen to every fourth sentence does not mean I'm not saying it. So anyway. No, MLP's baiting, as they always do, and I fell for it this time. Anyway, so Black Shirt Guy, new, excitable, thinks stuff is broken. And then there's Jeremy, who he's the only one that I have named, and he is just like... That's Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's Kramer from Seinfeld. It's whoever the over-the-top guy is. I almost named one Indestructible Justin. So there's also... the guy in the freak shirt. And so these are currently... So we're going to name more, and then I think the... I mean, then MLP, like, you're just wrong, and it's fine to be wrong. Right, and we have to bring Coach back, too. So I'm trying to debate if I could do the new girl thing... which would be to just name the motherfucker Coach. Or I could give him a real life name. Gakiyama's High Chancellor, thank you for coming by the stream. I'm going to say yes, Grixis can. It's difficult in bracket 2. Grixis typically does not want to participate in creature-based beatdown, and that is what bracket 2 is all about. Dumb Paramecium, thank you for the 10-bit cheer, my friend. Appreciate that contribution to the dog pile. Decked out. Thank you for the raid, my friends. I hope your deck techs went well. And I will take this moment to extremely explicitly promote the podcast they keep telling me to promote. I am on a podcast as a part of Decked Out with Joe Cherries and Veggie Wagon. You can watch it on Decked Out EDH. Fine. You didn't put me in the fucking intro? Don't watch this shit, you guys. These motherfuckers cut me out already. They cut me out. Been 2 episodes. They cut me out. I am kidding, of course. I refuse to help with any of the logistical scheduling for this show, and so there's a lot of stuff they have to do without me because I'm lazy. But please go watch it. Please leave comments, give feedback. These are extremely long. These are honestly the type of attention span you typically need if you like to watch me on stream, and they kind of go back and forth between comedic discussions and more cerebral discussions about how to play the game better or how to play the game happier. So please go watch this on YouTube. You can find it wherever podcasts are sold at some point in the future that I don't know about. Terrence, we have referenced it. We have not had a big discussion about it, but we've all kind of thrown out so we've thrown it out to support other conversations, but it's never been a conversation by itself. Alias, thank you for redeeming that Smasher Pass. I missed your social critical monologue this episode. They had not started by episode 2. I think So the name change was negotiated after we had filmed episode 2. And so every episode after episode 2, I will have some aside in the episode about criticisms of the Trump administration, a message about social justice, etc., etc., etc. But I think episodes 1 and 2, we had not yet negotiated that name change. All right, random smasher pass. No, no, that's just a photo of a tiger. I would die. But like, would I die happy? Come on. I would attempt to adopt and let it kill me. Lord Gander, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Okay, I've not seen Solar Movie. Oh, let me check my email to see if anybody rescheduled. No, this is somebody rescheduling for Sunday. Dumb Paramecium, thank you for the 1-bit cheer. Been upgrading the Galea Precon to be equipment good stuff. That is a contradiction that you just said. I put SDT, Scroll Rack, Oracle of Moldiah, and now I think I'm addicted to top deck manipulation. Which commander should I consider next? Bird is the word, you stupid bitch. Or Marvo. Marvo's infinitely cooler. Oh no, his moistness. Yeah, you're gonna play his moistness. Wolfpack83, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. All right. Black Hole Beauty, time to go. Oh. Oh. Oh, we're taking you to the vet. We're putting you down. Chandra Kindred Super Friends Beatdown. Get a ton of mana through ritual Chandra effects, have a shit ton of Chandra, copy all abilities and ults for the game. Why the fuck why do we have Smothering Tithe? You do not deserve Smothering Tithe in your dumb oops all lesbians deck. This started out as the Commodore Guff precon that kept feeling meh because of all the board wipes, so I went all in on Chandra, who had the most printings anyway, and now my queen gets her time to shine by doubling triggers, making a shit ton of red mana, and ulting wherever possible. It's amazing that even the worst Chandras become decent if you just copy once. That is not true. Alright. Yeah, no, there is no way that the Chandra Kindred deck is, like, actually bracket 4. This is definitely diesel-powered safety scissors. It does go hard, I promise. What happens if somebody looks at you, though? 20 copies of Chandra. Alright, whenever Leori deals combat damage, we can choose Chandra, and then we copy all of our Chandra abilities. Don't want anyone but Chandra. Okay. Find Queen. Alright. Yeah, you'll have 5 mana. Get down my queen. Okay, deification is actually probably the hero of this deck. Because this effectively says my Chandras cannot be removed. The rest of these, you cannot handle mana drain. Alright. Alright. Sure. Then we have more bullshit hopeful copying. We have some mana rocks. The WinCon. Not true. Not true. Me when I lie. Well, okay, with the extra turn chaining, there. Okay, guys, hold on. I'm gonna do the playtest off screen. I think this deck is complicated enough that it's actually going to be pretty difficult to playtest. So I'm going to need to go into my mind palace for a moment. So please just bear with me. Enjoy muted footage of my own short so this doesn't get demonetized. Okay, I think I have run enough iterations of this playtest. So I think this is the typical board state that we're going to develop. Black Hole Beauty, you can weigh in here with how accurate you find this representation. You're not wrong. Perfect. Yeah. So like most Planeswalker decks, I feel like this just all comes down to, has the person in question experienced what happens if you allow the Planeswalkers to cook at all? And if they let you cook at all, I do believe, yeah, double triggering Planeswalkers, as much as I hate it, pretty fucking effective. So let me see how good this ceiling is. Who lets Planeswalkers cook? The people who have not lost to a Planeswalker deck before. Right, and Hidemi-chan, that's kind of what I object the most to about it, is I think the core of what makes this deck good is Leori plus 20 Chandras. Whatever is making this deck bracket 4, I don't believe is worth it. Quite frankly, if we are participating in good faith in the bracket system, any true bracket 4 deck cooks you, and we are moving ourselves from the bracket 2 deck we probably are to being a bracket 4 deck because we can technically chain extra turns. The Tithe would be moving us to bracket 3, but we have a tremendous number of tutors, and we have the ability to chain multiple extra turns. And so I think after we do the playtest, I'm probably going to recommend we cut the stuff that's pulling it above bracket 2. I frankly refuse to believe this is above bracket 2, but I do believe it is functional there. Bracket 1. Two turns, totally unfixable mana. Who cares? I'm going to grab 2 islands because that is the color I need. Alright, turn 3, we ramp out for Poor Man's Cultivate. Turn 4, we can Signet Leori. Alright, turn 5. We have a ton of mana. We can light up the night. We cannot foresight yet. We can flux channeler, which doesn't matter. I think we gatewatch on him. So sorcery, top 7, flip 2 planeswalkers. This is probably as good as we could hope for. He said, you know, like a liar. We get 1 Chandra. After deploying the Gatewatch, we hit somebody, vigilant so we can still block. We hit somebody, we name Chandra, we double uptick. Each opponent gets this fuck-ass emblem, so we now have them on a 20-turn clock. I will presume turn 5, even if people really want to come get us, they won't get 10 damage through to us. I'll be that nice. I am gonna set this down to like 3. I'm gonna assume the green player had something to say about this and we couldn't just tank everything multiple turns in, but they don't kill it. We do this. We have 7 mana. Oh, copying the ability doesn't add additional loyalty counters. Oh, because they're a cost, right? So we're not doubling the cost. That sucks. Who cares? Who cares? This is still... We lose counters off of this, but I don't think it dies completely. This Chandra is fucking bad, but alright. I'll tap 4. I'll tap 4. Bam. Double emblem. 10 turn clock. Double exile. Don't have the mana for this. Don't have the mana for this. We can now drop Flux Channeler to have an extra body. If I'm... And this is where it becomes almost impossible to accurately predict how this deck is going to function. Because if I am playing against people who are awake, when I say you're taking 4 damage a turn off an emblem, they're gonna fucking kill me. Like they're just straight up going to take my toenails off and hit me with a ball peen hammer until I scream. But if they don't, and I'm allowed to do whatever I want, deck undeniably honks. Oh, ridiculous. Oh, okay. I pay 6 mana. I double this. I discard this thing. Okay. 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 And most of our game plan revolves around ticking Chandra Awakened Inferno up. I am... shockingly, you have not convinced me that Chandra Fire Artisan is actually that good of a card. Him2P, the ways to get your deck roasted are either through the free roast stream happening on Twitch every month, or you purchase a commission from Ko-Fi, or you... Again, this is mostly a joke, but people have done it. You can pay either $500 to have me roast your deck instantly, or you can pay $694.20 to have me roast your deck instantly with my girlfriend Z-Main character, who I will go get from the other room and force them to come do this. So now this said, I do not hate this for bracket 2. What I hate about this is that I think Chandra is getting too big for her distressed breeches and large biker boots. Why Chandra though? I mean, they think Chandra's cool, which like bracket 2 is the perfect home. Bracket 2 is the perfect home of stuff you think is cool, and yeah, they, them, der Brand. So we've got good board wipes, we've got enough Chandras, and we've got a commander that is fully capable of double triggering them, and I am doing more work than the US government to hold down the hate in my heart right now to say nice things about a Planeswalker deck. I think this works. Truly, you do not deserve... Where's the money? You do not deserve this money. I cannot express enough how deleterious this is to the overall experience of your deck, because it is so far outside the bounds of whatever the fuck the Chandras can do. And I'm also not... I'm not a massive fan of Icarmoon Gauntlet either. I think this starts to get into the realm of like, well, decks do have to win. Like, we want your deck to have a relatively concise way to close the game out. And I think the best way you have is I give you 1,000,000 Awakened Inferno emblems. Deification is in the deck. They have for a Planeswalker deck about as good as you can get in terms of general ways to prevent people from punching Chandras in the face. Chandra, Hope's Beacon. And okay. Got it. All right, so straight up, I cannot fix you. We can make you worse, and I think Chandra is better off being worse than she is being better. I believe that this core works well enough that you can probably progress a game to an end state, even if you are not in complete control of it. This is, again, it's different if you never engage with... it's different if you never engage with the WotC bracket system, but like... Smothering Tithe and turn looping... just so much better than anything else the deck can do, that I'd rather just do more silly shit. Nah, well, okay, enchant 1 Planeswalker. Yeah, this is just trigger preponderance, but Chandra's triggers are very, very simple. It's mostly just her looking at somebody and yelling. Let's go to Scryfall. Yeah, we have a little mana dork. I mean, the thing is, we have a little mana dork here, but it needs red and only produces red, which is the most common pip, so it probably... How important is it to play this dumbass on turn 3? How badly do we need Leori on turn 3? Oh, true. Who is... is this Chandra's wingman? Is this her sassy best friend? Because almost everything in the deck that we're doing is going to be, I ping you for 1. I ping you, or I ping a player for like 1 damage. How many of these do we have? So we have 1 to target player. What does this flip for? Those are 2s, which we don't like as much. 1 to target player. Those are 2s. Never mind. The dream's dying. Okay, 1 to target player. 1 to target player. This is so bad. 1 to target player. And then we have the emblems. Yeah, I'm not arguing for commander, Darebrained. The cat is 100% the commander of this deck. Emblems do work because the emblem is owned and controlled. Or at least they should. Maybe the Chandra specific emblem won't. Each opponent gets. Oh, not considered a source. Yeah, but it doesn't need to be a permanent. Gearson Starn cares about a source you control. Ah, the opponents control the emblem. Okay, that is the important stuff. So we will move on to Eartha Joe. When you activate an ability that targets a creature or player, copy that ability. You may choose new targets. So how many do we have? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. We're never using the targeting on that one. 6. 7. Kind of 8, but it's a minus. 9. 10. I think that's really on the low side, but if you think she cute, Eartha Joe can be Chandra's friend. Ah, okay. I believe in O'Hare Ashenil more for Chandra's toxic bestie. This looks very Chandra-esque, and this would up... Well, hold on. Yeah, so this is going to have the same Gearson Starn problem of does not work with Awakened Inferno emblems, but works with everything else. It might be better to just have a damage doubler at this point. Because a number of things deal 4 or deal 2 anyway, which are values at which we're better off just running Torbran, or we're better off running that Solfim or Furnace of Wrath or City on... Well, not City on Fire, because we were never fucking convoking. You know what? Fuck all this. Great Wall of Chandra. There's your free pun that comes with every deck roast. You happy now, you sick son or daughter or creature of a bitch? So I think this is more useful for you in the context of games where people are not as willing to let you cook, which I think is important. I don't know if you like it, but I personally don't like it when a deck's path is this deterministic. I'm okay, with variance. With sometimes there are things outside of our control. Like my deck was stacked by a goblin that hated me. But I don't want it to be so focused on, hey, do you know what's going on with planeswalkers? Please don't hit me. Or, hey, now you're all gonna die now. So I do think Pramicon would be a good defensive piece for you. The mentor tag is cute. I do like that. Oh god, is this playable? It might be. So let's think of other stuff. I like the suggestion for Goad. What if this is Chandra's pet cat? Goad protects walkers, yeah. Up until the 1v1, but I think straight up, if you are able to drag your sorry ass into the 1v1, you are already happy. Shadow Walker, I'm not as big on Disrupt Decorum. I do not think we need, I don't think we need as much, one big Goad turn. I think we need more, okay, I play a Chandra, and I goad the most threatening creature to my Chandra. We don't have to do, I'm making everyone goaded all of the time. We have one Vigilant blocker. We're going to have the Great Wall of Chandra. What we need is, I tap out to play a Chandra. I goad your Galta, so that your Galta... Goad protects walkers in the 1v1 too. They must attack you, not the walker. That doesn't sound true. Fuck off, AI. Alright, so this one's straight off the wiki. No. It's must attack a player other than you if able. It is not must attack a player, comma, and a player other than you if able. It is either you attack a player who's not me. If you cannot satisfy that, you must attack. But if you can't attack somebody other than me, if you have to attack me, you can also attack the walkers. It is not the reading of you must attack a player, comma, you must attack a player other than me. It's alright. Word's hard. Yes, Goad in the 1v1 Planeswalkers fair game. I do believe that. I do. Oh, I hate the card, but time. Is there like Chandraganda? Is there a pun we can make here? Oh, this actually folds, right? Black Hole Beauty brings up propaganda specifically, not defending Planeswalkers. Because they can't attack us, they can attack the walkers we control. Alright, so this would have been funny, but we're getting wrecked by the same reason Go did. Minimum, Chandra's pet cat. Shadow Walker, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Mauled Glowing Dwarf Emissary, second Quasit. I like this. Pretty much all of the things we want to cast are historic because they're legendary Chandra Planeswalkers. Black Hole Beauty, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. I appreciate your ongoing contributions to Dog Heaven. Yeah, so I think what we're realizing here is that no lesbian army is complete without mass mental warfare. Lesbians deserve propaganda. They deserve panopticon. And I think that's the one thing the deck is missing, and I think we should replace the actual higher power stuff for some things that will give us a little bit more space to cook, and then we let this be a bracket 2 beauty. Because if you're able to resolve stuff, listen, some people might think this is lame because they can't feel joy in their heart. But this is going to bring about a preponderance of damage eventually. I do believe that if I let you have enough triggers, I will die because of it. And I think the way we protect that is with a little bit of goad to point the most dangerous thing away from us. We don't want this. We do not want this for a moment. Say it with me. This is bad. This is... Nobody said it, but I'll fill in. So here's the reason this is going to suck for you. The only creature we are guaranteed to have is a 3/3. That will deter some people from swinging their weenies at us. If we give this effect away, what is going to happen is everybody will spend 1 turn rotation taking the +1/+1 counter effect, and then the next turn rotation they will go, oh no, and then they'll just trample over your 3/3 with all of their new buffed creatures. We do not want this one. We want to be in control of the decisions. We cannot give our opponents control of the decisions. Popular entertainer. Yeah, we could probably run this too. Our deck is already banking on getting combat damage, so I'm going to assume that if you see anybody else pull out a deck of flyers, you just run screaming from the table. So in that context, yeah. Dumb Paramecium, thank you for the 4-bit cheer. Honestly, there's more support for Chandra 1/1s than the usual Raid Bombardment, Impact Tremors, Perforos, Chandra's Elemental, etc. Ugh, absolutely not. Yeah, we could do Grenzo if we want to stay pretty big into red. But this is the direction I would recommend going. I'm going to put you in jail because I actually think this is pretty well done. I just fucking hate planeswalkers. So this is me recusing myself from the judgment of how much Riz your deck has because fuck planeswalkers. Your favorite anime backroll, thank you for the 10-bit cheer, my friend. True, gay baby jail. Literal gay baby jail. Darebrain, thank you for the 1-bit cheer. Sphere of Safety, Nils Discipline Enforcer, Archon of Absolution, and Unstable Glyph Bridge. We already have Unstable Glyph Bridge. This one's playable. Yeah, we could try this one. Sphere of Safety is for bitches only, and so that is going to be, even in the context of Great Wall of Chandra, bitches only. So we're going to give you a strike for that one. I think this is, again, too narrow. But I am okay with Archon of Absolution because, holy fuck, people are so greedy, they're never going to want to pay. Sean, the way you get your deck added to the roasting queue is one of 3 ways. You either get into a roasting raffle that happens on Twitch the first weekend of every month, you purchase a commission from Ko-Fi, which goes on sale the first Sunday of every month, or you pay me $500 right now and I will drop what I am doing to roast your deck. If you pay $694.20, I will co-roast your deck with my girlfriend. Oh yeah, this guy would be good. This guy would be decent pillow fort. So consider this as well, Black Hole Beauty. I think Goad is the much cooler version of this, but I think this is what you need. You need more tools that are going to allow you to politic at the table more deeply than please, 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 please don't kill Chandra. So thank you very much for submitting. I hope you enjoyed. I know I didn't. We're going to run a manual ad break. Then we're still looking for Solar Movie and Noi. If neither of them present themselves, we're going to run down Shaper's deck. Yes, personal question. How do you prevent yourself from getting lost in the sauce, going too deep into the tank when building a deck? I think I've demonstrated my ability to submerge myself in Ranch. That it is a wonder I haven't drowned yet. Listen, gang. I don't want to say skill issue. Because it's not. But I am going to say built different. I think it is a... I don't think we've got time to unpack the entirety of what in my psychology drives me this way, but when I play any deck builder game or when I'm building a commander deck, it brings me no joy to build a Rube Goldberg machine. I'm immune to it. Like, as soon as you tell me, oh, but such a cool thing could happen if you combined these 4 cards, I am 10 minutes deep in my afternoon beauty nap. It just like, and I try not to hate when other people enjoy it, but I'm fucking vaccinated, dog. It just doesn't. So as soon as, so when I'm building my decks, I'm just looking for like, if I play this card by itself or if I resolve this card with my commander, will I be happy? And if I need to do more than that, I just won't. It's just not even like, oh, I would be so happy if it happened. There's just no... I mean, I love setup and payoff, but I like when the setup and payoff is more immediate and consistent. I like to see a well-oiled machine, but when I think of a well-oiled machine, I think of like Henzi, where I go, I played Henzi, now my creatures are cost reduced. That makes me happy. Or I do like... The furthest I will go is victimize in Henzi, which is, this creature was going to be sacrificed anyway, but now I will sacrifice it ahead of schedule for value. That makes me extremely happy. As soon as we get any more in the sauce than that, I truly do not care, even if it does work. I just feel like... but that's also what made me bounce off of Slay the Spire. Is Slay the Spire was like, either you do incredibly boring shit, or you build these like hyper-specific combo machines. And I hate, not hate. Hate is too strong a word because I feel complete apathy towards combo. Frosium, thank you for the 50-bit cheer. How do I best annoy the Deadpool player with magic cards, to be clear? Let me consider that. Eric Baum AoE, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. I've changed my Rubinia deck and have now played 5 games. I ran into the people who play control with no win cons, and I now understand why you pushed me towards stronger ones. I am now a farewell hater. Respect and love, Eric, and I'm sorry. But yeah, like seeing a... And I try to appreciate that there is a relatively narrow band of Commander that is my favorite, because that's what also makes me not really like Standard, and what made me not want to keep playing Legacy or Pioneer is everything everybody was trying to do was so good that if I didn't feel any joy when I won. I didn't feel like I was a cool guy. I didn't feel like I had outplayed anybody. I didn't feel like I was so smart for like running the deck that I was running. It just felt like, okay, yeah, these cards are pretty good. And but doing the combo with bad cards also doesn't make it feel any better. Pac-Man Swang and good old Trusty Dusty, thank you for the Twitch follows. We did not hit the manual ad break. Hold on. Shaper, I see you're ready. I don't see Solar Movie. I don't see Noi. So Shaper, I do think we will go ahead with you. But they're like, that's how I stay out of the sauce. Is the sauce is just not interesting for me. Cyber is back, and God, am I out of shape. I feel that, dog. Z and I have been trying to walk more the last couple weeks, and surprisingly tiring, embarrassingly tiring even. But I do have love in my heart for the people that enjoy building Rube Goldberg machines. I will admit, if we ever play in person, I will always do my best to be a good sport. I never want to yuck anybody's yum, whether or not it's in the context of me being a YouTuber or me just being a guy interacting socially with you. A lot of the game is about playing stuff you enjoy, and who the fuck would I be to be like, actually, that's very stinky and you shouldn't like that at all. I might talk smack, but talking smack is fun. It's how I elevate your gimmick. It's how I It's how I honor the work you're doing through envy. But no, if your combo deck ever goes off against me and I pop off with you, I am fucking faking. I am you I am walking away from that commander table to collect my daytime Emmy. I believe the downside of the Rube Goldberg dopamine button is the more you play and know Magic, the more you understand the nature of the Magic design space, and the less rare and unique those machines seem. I think that's part of it, yeah. I know it's not all of it, because I have friends who are more experienced than me and also better at Magic than me who are capable of enjoying those Rube Goldberg machines. So I'm sure there is some correlation there. I am pretty positive there's not a causal relationship. Hey boss, is it just me or does Laureen the Diversion look like she has pink hair? Yeah, that's pink. Like what? I mean, you could argue it's like purple, I guess. What's the difference between what is the difference between a combo Rube Goldberg machine and a Storm turn setup with everything making the next thing possible? I think there's no difference, which is a large part of why I stopped playing Storm. Like, I loved Storm as a concept when I thought Storm was difficult, and as soon as I learned how easy it was to build a functional Storm deck, I stopped playing it. Like, it was just like, oh, whatever. I'd still probably, like, if I were to play really high power Magic, it's probably what I would play in really high power Magic because I like game actions. But yeah, just as soon as I learned how as soon as I felt confident in my ability to build a Storm deck, I stopped wanting to build a Storm deck. All of the enjoyment was in like figuring out how to make it consistent. You like 95% of the joy from playing a Storm deck can be achieved by goldfishing. So I broadly just don't play them in multiplayer. Dumb Paramecium, thank you for the 4 biddies. I think the thing most people forget is that you still have to play Magic the goddamn motherfucking gathering. You still need actual draw, removal, grave hate. When the gimmick comes at the expense of the basic engine, that's how you end up with dog shit. Yeah, that's how you end up in pre-con jail, where nobody can ever end the game. Alright. The ad break is over. I'm going to grab Shaper's deck, because I do not see Solar Movie, I do not see Noi. So Shaper has sent in I play a low to mid-power playgroup where I tended to brew a little too hard and ran away with a ton of games. I built this deck with the restriction of playing Pauper Commander in a pod that was not doing the same. I wanted to keep it to be spooky in a silly to spooky pod that tends to run long by putting a clock on the game and beating people to death. This has turned it and me into the table heel, which I find a lot of fun. While everyone else is doing their DBZ power-up, I pull out a sock full of pennies and see if I can beat them to death before they overwhelm me. Any suggestions on upgrades within the restrictions would be appreciated. Okay. Oh, you're on Architect? Oh. That's going to be the end of stream, you guys. That's going to be... I'm kidding. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. All right. Wilson, taker of kneecaps. Okay. And we have Agent of the Shadow Thieves. So we can give Death Touch and Indestructible on attack. And then broadly we're going, I am too powerful, so I have to play with one arm tied behind my back. Got it. Soul Gainer, I just hate how the playtester looks. We will port it over for the goldfishing. Act like you don't. Oh, hey, look. Hey, look how great this fucking website is, where it's hiding the clever tags you worked so hard to produce. All right, player life insurance. Enchant a creature. All right, so we're giving lifelink. That seems reasonable. Act like you don't know nobody. Indestructible, 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 indestructible. Dog, you have never... Cultivate has to be a common. So we're holding up 1,000,000 mana. I feel like this has to be pulling our punches even within the realm of Pauper Commander. I may be wrong. I may just be totally incorrect about the rarities things are printing at. 16 cards being dedicated to this feels a lot like, even with one arm tied behind our back, we're taking the role of the like old Shaolin master who just flicks you with a bamboo stick instead of actually hitting you. Destruction of property. Yeah, we're in black. Who needs to ever kill a creature? Felony card touching. Alright. Alright, it's all bad, but we're in... Okay, we're in commons. That's fine. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, draw 2, lose 2. Hell yeah. No. 36 lands. A little on the low side, but our commander's what, 2 mana? Yeah, that doesn't cost a goddamn thing. Brother, have you played Pauper? Only a few games, which is why I said I admit that I may be wrong about the rarity of all these effects. Alright, so we have Colossal Dread Mask, Cranial Plating, and a deck that I don't think can make any artifacts. Oh, no, no, no. We can make a food token. Vine Boom me. There's the synergy. I did not recognize your game shaper. I'm sorry. I'm sorry indeed. Terrence, you can run an uncommon in the command zone. Your 99 is only commons. Running fades. Then we have 14. Okay, completely ridiculous. Schaefer, you're such a nice guy. This is charity work you are doing here. Okay. How do we fix this? It's fun to be the heel. I do not want at any point to take away your fun. I only want to enhance your fun. If you like getting beat up, let's make sure that you are always in a position to be testicular torsioned. But I do think we have to be able to upgrade certain things. So let's go to... We're in Golgari. We need Pauper Commander legal. And then we need... Let's just look at Indestructible. What are our options for that? I have to have put something in wrong because we have Gaia's gift in here. Oh, table. Nope. I just forgot a T. It is Ibble. Okay. So what I would desperately like is anything that is more long-term than what we currently have. I doubt we're going to get anything big like that, but, you know? Wow, this is a bad format. Wow. Oh, God. Oh my God, that hurts. Man alive, this shit is awful. I think we have Kaya's ghost form already. No, we don't. Is that, I don't know if that's legal. Oh no, this is. So I think they probably didn't do this because they are probably being incredibly optimistic about how many 1/1 counters Wilson is going to get. I mean, fuck it. Was Hardened Scales ever printed at common? No. No. They're bitches. They only printed it at rare. They don't want it. They don't want the pores to have fun. All right. We could do shield counters, but I don't think that's going to do it either way. Islore, thank you for redeeming that exclusive Discord role. I appreciate that. All right, let's see if there's counter synergy we're missing. I just refuse to believe the best possible thing we can do is I hit you with the 3/3, then I hit you with a 4/4, then I hit you with a 5/5, then I hit you with a 6/6. Jesus, this is terrible. Oh, God. I mean, perhaps we don't necessarily need more 1/1 counter support, but I feel like this deck speed runs not having any cards in hand. I mean, I guess we have 12, so maybe not. But all of our card draws just... No, I love engines too much. There's no engines. Okay, I think this could be cool and useful. It's very important that you get damage through, and one of the first problems we are going to run into is that Wilson is going to get chump blocked. So I think at least one of our 18 million pieces of bad removal could probably be changed out for something that is deterministic removal that is also going to give us a meaningful combat benefit. Oh, Wilson has trample. Okay, then we don't need this. Never mind. Fuck me. I hate bears. Does repeatable regenerate stuff like Blessing of Leeches help? I think it does, and I think we already have it. Oh, perhaps we do not. I believe we have ran through. Oh yeah, put the do we not have this moving? Because this is the exact type of stuff I would like to see rather than I have to throw my hand into the graveyard anytime I want to protect this little shithead. Cut this. Cut this, you little dick. I mean, fuck. At the quality of card we're currently playing, are you interested in Captivating Cave? With the stuff I'm seeing out of your deck so far, how do we feel about 5 mana, sack a land, get 2 counters? We have Vines of Vastwood already. I guess we'll sort by EDH rec rank. This is hurting my heart. We already have trample. Proliferation feels very mid. This effectively just reads we get to put a +1/+1 counter on. I mean, God, maybe we can play Scale the Heights? This would be a turn 4 play. That doesn't feel good. Fuck it. Put in 50 copies of Slime Against Humanity. Send it. Job done. Job done, man. Same deck, 60 copies, Slimes Against Humanities. You win. All right. Here's something I think might be legitimately playable. Because this can act as pretty bad ramp in case Wilson ever gets removed. Oh, it's just 1. I thought it put 2 counters on. Never mind. This, God, trying to build a deck for this format is like trying to teach a baby. It's like getting a baby ready for an MMA fight against another baby and all they have is plastic spoons. I mean, I know we're running this, so the bar is in hell. I had not seen the suggestion for the self-mill pivot. I doubt self-mill is going to work the way we want it to. Okay. I would recommend this guy. Oh no, it's 4 mana, which is apparently more than you can ever afford. Do we have Unexpected Fangs already? We do. Remember, I fight real decks with this. LOL. So So true. Okay. The next escalation we can try to make is any double strike. I think we saw brass knuckles in the deck. If we did not, yeah, we did. God damn, dude. God damn, dude. Sus Iron, I'm having a significantly worse day after looking at this deck. No, we don't need this. We don't need this. No, Eric Baum, this is apparently like a punishment deck that Shaper has been forced into building because they kept building decks that were too good. And so the compromise they made was, I'm going to play Pauper Commander while you play Real Commander to hold them back. Like, this is on purpose. They've won too many games. Now you have to play with draft chaff only because we're tired of losing. There's no way this is common. Yeah, no, it's not. And the thing, all of the like commander specific stuff probably isn't going to help us here. Well, yeah, Zada's just fucked up. Yeah, MLP, this is tremendously bad Voltron. This is Voltron, but I do it by getting one additional +1/+1 counter every turn by attacking the opponent that has the most life. So we have tied ourselves into such an insane knot to try to facilitate this like WWE match because we're doing Voltron. But we're doing Voltron where we have to constantly swap targets to whoever has the most life to continue Voltroning. Oh, we have the target acquisition of a first-time D&D party. Yeah, like I think the amount of protection you're giving, the amount of deck we have dedicated to protection for something that already has Ward 2 and gets indestructible whenever we attack is insane to me. What is even more insane is that we do not have a singular other threat. Okay, we have Nyxborn Hydra. We have a second threat has officially hit the deck. And so like I think there's, oh, I'm limiting myself to Pauper EDH, and then there's what you've done, which is I'm limiting myself to commons. I'm going to run a strategy that is actively antagonistic to itself in this spread damage Voltron, and I'm going to refuse to play any cards that do not require me to play into this actively antagonistic strategy. I don't know how bad the rest of your pod is at Magic, but if you have to do all of this for them to be allowed to cook, they have to go back to middle school. I think there are a number of ways we could improve the deck, but like the number one way to improve the deck is really, hey, what if you had anything to do on a turn other than cast Wilson? Cass, thank you for hopping over to YouTube chat, my friend. So I just want to expose myself to what other Pauper Commander decks are doing. Like, how bad? How bad do these decks have to be? What's our curve look like? Oh, there's just no... Alright, nobody has a top end. Beautiful. Yeah, where's this guy? bring my fucking boy out, dude. Oh, WinCon! Oh, no! This is a format where you can tag Dogged Pursuit as a fucking WinCon? Jesus. Okay, so let me try to order these thoughts. This deck looks like court-ordered community service. If you want to forever be the heel, I think it's perfect. This is the perfect deck to allow your friends to beat you while tricking them into thinking that they were very, very clever boys. Annihilator's banned. Just have a PowerPoint night. Just have a we're just doing... Alright. So every card that makes... Any card that makes anything bad happen to somebody else's thing is banned, but also you need 20 pieces of protection because they remove everything you cast. Okay. Okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. What are some preschool friendly threats? This is what we're doing. We're going to go through Scryfall, do some digging. Mango, cover this Google search. This is what we are doing right now. I just want a creature. I want it to be in Golgari. I want it to have 5 or more. Legal in PEDH. Holy goddamn shit, is this bad? Hell yeah, ambush gig. Hell yeah, this guy looks cool. Hell yeah. I don't even think we want Annoyed Altasaur because we just cascade into a protection spell. Oh, right. No, this guy's the all-star of... This guy's the fucking all-star of Pauper. How could I forget this guy? I'm going to full-throated endorsement of Avenging Hunter. You need something to make you being the combat guy cool. I want that to be cool. I want the cool thing you're doing to be, I am driving the game forward with a big angry bear. And it's okay if we lose eventually. I just want us to put up slightly more of a fight before the quote-unquote real decks take over. I think the initiative is actually going to be a hot way for you to do this because it's going to motivate other people to attack you. It's going to give you a payoff for attacking. Oh, but we might have to... Oh, sorry. We might have to run a second creature in the fucking deck. Where are the section tags, by the way? 3 creatures in the deck. So we take the initiative solely to whip on the Throne of the Dead 3. Deck has like a 30 to 40% win rate still, and if not, comes in second. This playgroup is fucking cursed, dude. What do you mean? I'm gonna start shaking. I'm gonna start fucking shaking. What? Okay. Well, regardless, I recommend this guy on the basis that he looks cool and the initiative is cool. My brain is fully broken. I will not recommend anything else on the purpose of playability, because this is like we're on the babysitter deck. You have had to pull it back so much for them to be able to compete, and you have like 2 arms behind your back and an eye closed, and you are kicking them to death. So like, go you. We need to roast them, not you. We can't. There's nothing wrong with you, but these motherfuckers would get confused reading a shampoo bottle. Like, fuck, this guy's good value. I doubt we would ever want to play Beanstalk Worm for its actual cost. Is there anything else cool? I legitimately think this guy is cool. If he does not resonate with you, no worries. But there are no functional upgrades for this deck. They do not exist. I mean, Badgers, it sounds like Shaper's Table is running Dirtle Patrol. Like, I think that's what's happening, which is why they powered down to this, and is why they described it as like being the heel. Like, I think when Shaper said I tended to brew a little too hard, what they may have meant was I built the only functional mana curve in a field of mana bricks. I think that's what they meant, is like, I am the only player at my table who can read my cards and read their mana value and understand what turn I might want to play my cards on. This shit is insane. Okay, who else is cool? Who else looks dope? Scry 2 is whatever. Caustic Hound? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Lose 4 on top of it? Crazy. I mean, Cactarantula, they're going to be removing the bear. If Cactarantula was like Nadu and gave this to everybody, this would actually be like dope, but we could put Colossal Badger in just to stunt, because we could cast Dig Deep, completely whiff, and be like, who cares? I'm going to kill you anyway. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. If they let you get to 10 lands, they deserve to die to the 15/15 trample bug. please Caterpie them as a personal favor to me. Don't even play any ramp. Just try to hit 10 land drops. I'm in pain. I am in pain. Lady Kilala, it was good. For you, I might, boss. How about the Devastator? No Annihilator. No Annihilator. Just a big old boy. I mean, this is another thing where I think, one, bad. Two, getting Monarch to get you some more card draw, to get you more combat tricks. That's meaningful. This is going to motivate people to attack more, which I always think is a positive thing in these lower power commander games. Yeah, this is great. This is good. This is great. Fuck it, man. Gloomfang Mauler. Look at how tight. This guy looks like an Elden Ring boss. For 7 mana, we can give +2/+2 and Menace. I know we don't need Menace because we have Trampled Death Touch, but 7 mana, 2 +1/+1 counters. Imagine. Imagine. How the fuck is Gary legal here? I'm tired, boss. I can't, it's too bad. Untrue. For this deck, deeply untrue. We have the golem skin gauntlets in a deck with like 5 total equipments. Tainted Strike is this pod has banned Annihilator. If you even say the word infect to them, they are calling the police instantly. Tuscan Fury, thank you for the 100-bit cheer for taking on this challenge. Infect is allowed, just not in the command zone. Then if Tainted Strike is legal, Tainted Strike is probably a power upgrade to something. Like what I find the least likable about this deck is we don't have cool stuff to spend mana on. We just have a bear to put in play, and then all of our mana is holding up interaction for the bear, which is quite effective, but I want to let us get a touchdown dance at some point, and it feels like we don't have We do not have the tools to achieve a touchdown dance. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think Dread Lenorm can. I thought 4 mana was too expensive, but that kind of... This does actually fit on curve for how the deck wants to play, which is turn 2, I play Wilson. Turn 3, I play my other background, and then I hold up a 1 mana spell, and then from turn 4 and on... I will have Dread Lenorm mana, which powers my commander up and gives hexproof. It's a self-imposed challenge on my part. They get to play real Magic. Shaper, I'm here to tell you, if you're winning games with this deck, they are not playing real Magic. You are real as hell. They are still trying to solve the riddle of how to cook ramen. What about a 6 mana 7/6? Listen, I said brackets 1 to 2. Dog, I do not want to see the massacre a precon would leave behind in that pod. I mean, Eric Baum, I do not think this is a building problem. I think this is a... From what Shaper is describing, even if I was going to describe it with love in my heart instead of comedically for the YouTube video, these are like 3 people who genuinely do not understand threat assessment or how to navigate their own decks or how to advance their own board states effectively. Like these are probably bracket 1 to 2 decks, and these are like these are the people who, when we talk about Commander being a bad way to learn the game, this is why. Shaper's pod would likely benefit greatly from spending a month or 2 playing 1v1. They might not like it, but if we're like, no Annihilator, no Command Zone effect, in fact... This is what I have to do to hold myself back, and it's still kicking knees in. And again, like being good at this game is not a moral judgment. It's fine to be bad at Magic. It doesn't make you smart or stupid or whatever. But this is a clear sign that we are dog ass at Magic. Hey dog, how you doing, man? I am saying a lot of words that you don't understand. I promise you I'm saying a lot of words the people I'm saying them about do not understand either. This... All of these cards are so bad. All of these cards are so bad. Fuck it, Troll of Khazad-dûm. I'm bringing him out. Play him. This is where we're at. More keepable opening hands. That's all this man is. This is swamp cycling, and you fell asleep for 5 turns, and now you have more mana than you know what to do with. And then I would put this in. Is there like... That's just funny. Wow, that's the bottom of the barrel, huh? We're just... Damn. Damn, dude. Okay, so the only other thing I will recommend to you in good faith, Shaper, is if you consistently find yourself holding up a lot of mana on later turns, Herald of Adar is just a little bit more life loss. It's not even good. This deck looks like it's winning with commander damage, so it probably doesn't matter. But I think a lot of the good stuff is put in initiative, put in monarch, pray for your pod. But honestly, the deck's like, I can't call this peak. I refuse to call this peak. I think this deck is almost as good as we can get in the context of the pod you are playing it into, because we talk about, like, we can't talk about effective suggestions because we want it to mesh with the pod, and our pod would get defeated by a child safety lock. We have no room to work with in terms of making this spicy. These motherfuckers are choking on mayonnaise. But yeah, like initiative, monarchy, those could be some cool creatures that you get to dump in late. I think you have shown us a very, very good functional deck, and you have shown us a very, very compelling reason to have incredible sympathy for you. They're not in precon jail, they're in precon solitary. Dog, this is the Alcatraz of commander pods. This is crazy. I hope, hey, dog, I hope they're fun to play with. I imagine they can be, because again, like, being bad at Magic says very little about you as a person other than you don't play very much Magic, which says basically nothing about you as a person. But holy fuck, these gotta be the worst Magic players I've heard of. I'm getting like, I can feel myself getting worse at Limited via osmosis, just hearing about these behaviors. They're great friends, but they're cursed by RNGesus, and their mana curves need some work. Yeah, I mean, this sounds like they've never seen a 5 mana win more permanent they didn't love. How Can you hear the little shving the moment they see a doubling season? I feel like that's the situation we're in. We've got a mana Eiffel Tower of the most expensive, do nothing, aspirational ass cards in this game, and they love all of them, and that is very cute and very sweet, and they deserve to have their butthole eaten by a bear. But Shaper, thank you for the submission. Good deck in context of all the bungee cords that are currently wrapped around your soul. I hope we provided you with a few cogent suggestions, but you have done well. This is hilarious, but not for the reasons you intended. Thank you very much for the submission. And that is going to be where we cut it for today. Solar Movie and Noi are not here, so I'm going to reschedule with them separately. We are going to raid out for the day. Thank you all very much for coming. Let's see which of the homies are live. Nobody. That means we are taking suggestions for if you have... Oh, let me go look. With suggestion for Artemis Moon VT. Chat, awesome laser. Thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. They're doing art. I don't remember if we've rated this person before. Hit them with the indestructible Justin rant. Please and thank you. Be nice to them. If we don't know this person, be kind. I will be live again tomorrow doing more deck roasts. Thank you all for coming today. Thank you for the follows, the subs, the cheers. I appreciate every last bit of support. And please remember to stay toxic. YouTube, that's it for us, but I will be live again tomorrow. See you all then.